Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Early Bird. As we know, we have some news. Our rival Toronto Maple Leafs have moved on. My goodness. Pinch yourself, Toronto. Yes, it can happen. I'm going to talk about this and we'll see how you guys feel. Okay, let's recap it. Maple Leafs defeat Lightning in overtime in Game 6, win East first round series. As you guys see right there, 2-1 Toronto final. Let's look at the numbers here. The Lightning outshoot them and outplay them again, 32-22. The faceoffs, they had a good edge also, 58% to 42. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play. Hits even at 42-41 in favor of Toronto by 1 hit. Toronto had 29 blocks. The Lightning had 19, 11 giveaways apiece. Shots on goal. First period, 10-7 Tampa. Second period, 10 apiece. Third period, 11-4 Tampa. And as you see, 1-1 in the overtime. Just took the Leafs one shot to get it. Scoring. No scoring in the first. Then Austin Matthews shows up again. Scores in the second. 1-0 Toronto. We head into the third from Brody, by the way. And we head into the third. Stamkos evens it up at 4-11 from Radish and Cirelli. And we are going to overtime. And as we've seen, guys, all it takes is a lucky bounce in overtime. Tavares gets credit for the goal as he shoots it off. Radish's skate into the net from Nyes and Riley at 4:36 of overtime. And Leafs Nation goes nuts. And they should. I will say that. Leafs Nation should go nuts. They should enjoy this because they must have felt cursed up until that goal. They must have felt some sort of 19 years, you know. I remember waiting for the Sabres 10 years to win a first round, and this is our longest drought, folks, right now since 07 till right now. We haven't won a playoff series, right? So this is our longest, but ours has been a little more painful because of all the disarray and rebuilds, and you guys know it. We're finally on track now. So we'll talk about that at the end. Let's move on. Rangers defeat Devils in Game 6, push East first round series to limit. Rangers win going away 5-2 in this one, guys. The numbers. Devils outshoot them 36-29. They also had the edge in faceoffs, 53% to 47. They were 1 for 3 in the power play. The Rangers were 1 for 4. Very low hitting affair. The Devils only threw 14 hits, the Rangers 20. 11 blocks with the Devils and 21 with the Rangers. So there was, you would think there was some pressure from the Devils in this game, and yes, there was. 12 giveaways for the Devils and the Rangers 23. Shots on goal. 11-8 Devils in the first, 13-8 Rangers in the second, and 17-8 Devils in the third. There's that 36-29 total. Scoring. Lazar opens it up, makes it 1-0 at the 11:49 mark. And if you're Jersey, you are tripping out at that point because everything seems to be going Jersey's way. That was from Ball and Severson at the 11:49 mark. Then Kreider evens it up, a last-minute goal. Again, another back-breaking last-minute goal by somebody. It seems to be happening all over the league. On the power play, Kreider gets his 6th of the series from Zibanejad and Fox going into the second. Then Zibanejad, with a very calm reaction when he makes it 2-1 from Kreider and Tarasenko, makes it 2-1 Rangers. Zibanejad just had that look like finally, you know, that kind of look. And then Tarasenko makes it 3-1 at the 18:25 mark. Another late goal from Kreider and Fox heading into the third. Third period, Gaudreau makes it 4-1 from VC at 7:23. Game's pretty much put away there, guys. And then Schneider makes it 5-1 for Mikkola and Chittle at the 12:28 mark. Game's done. And this is just really when Mercer scored from Hischier and Hughes at 15-12. They weren't really even celebrating at that point. So we got a game 7. And this is the one series I think that I called Game 7, and I've been wrong with a lot of my picks. But I called Jersey, you might recall, to win this in overtime in Game 7. We'll see if it happens. All right, let's go to the nightcap. Yamamoto scores late. Oilers eliminate Kings with Game 6 victory. As you guys see, 5-4 Oilers. The numbers. Kings outshoot them. Pretty wide margin too, 44-26. The faceoffs, the Oilers had the wide margin there, 57% to 43. Oilers 1 for 2 on the power play. The Kings 2 for 3. Hits, the Oilers only threw 22 hits. The Kings had 32. 18 blocks for the Oilers, 11 for the Kings. 12 giveaways Edmonton, 3 only for LA. Shots on goal. 17-11 LA in the first. 16-8 LA in the second. 11-7 LA in the third for that 44-26 total. Scoring. McDavid from Bouchard and Ekholm opens it up at 125, 1-0 Edmonton. And then Jersey scores from Fiala and Byfield, evens it up at 8:13 of the first. We got a 1-1 game. And then Costin, who had an excellent game from McLeod and Darnay, makes it 2-1 Edmonton after 1. We go into the second. Draisaitl makes it 3-1 Edmonton from McDavid and Bouchard. And it looks like Edmonton are going to get this done, but LA says, hold the party. We're not done yet. Kempe, who killed the Oilers all series from Fiala and Arvidsson, makes it 3-2 on the power play at 6:36. Then Fiala evens it up on the power play from Doughty and Arvidsson at the 8:16 mark, and we are tied 3-3. Costin replies to that minutes later at 10:54 from Yamamoto, who had an excellent game, Darnay. 4-3 Edmonton heading into the third. And you guys seen it, that crazy goal Danault got, shorthanded, 4-4, where Skinner goes to pass it out of his... He just goes to play the puck, and his stick was broken, and he didn't know. And they tied up 4-4, 7:46. And Yamamoto, with the series clincher at 16:57 from McLeod and Costin, ends 5-4 Edmonton. So the Oilers move on. The Kings deserved a better fate in that game. They did, I'll say it. I was cheering on the Oilers, but the Kings deserved a better fate. They played really good, I thought, in that game. They gave Edmonton all they could handle. That felt like a Game 7, not a Game 6. So if that would have went 7, that might have went 7 in overtime, that series. But this Toronto team now, folks, we'll see what they do. You know, like, yeah, I know it's exciting for Toronto. Toronto, you got out of the first round, but so what, really? Like, you know, you got to... They haven't made the Stanley Cup Finals since expansion. And could this be the year that the Leafs go really deep? They could be. They show the signs. One thing I was impressed with the Leafs, folks, believe it or not, was their goaltending. This is what surprised me in this series. I didn't expect Toronto's goaltending to be as solid as it was. I didn't think Samsonov had it in him to be this good. So that's great news for Toronto fans, is that they really won the series because of goaltending. And, you know, Tavares might be the hero of last night, but not really. For me, it was Samsonov. He was the guy that saved the game for them yesterday. And Tavares just benefited off, really, lucky bounce, which Toronto was due for in the playoffs. If we're going to be honest, Toronto was due for a lucky bounce in the playoffs. It's about time they got it, and they got it yesterday. They kind of exercised a lot of demons with those 3 overtimes, too. Not that Tampa's their main rival. We know it's Boston, but for them to get past the first round in that fashion, you know, it's important for their fan base. So now we'll see, too, with the Rangers and the Devils going to Game 7. That should be a good one. And, folks, tonight's the big one. Florida and Boston. That's going to be a big one. Yeah, let me just make sure what time that game's at, because... I could be wrong. I don't think there's any afternoon games, right? I'm positive there's not, but let me just double check because my mind plays tricks. 6:30. See, I thought it was at 7. 6:30. We'll see tonight, guys. We'll see tonight if Florida perhaps pull the biggest upset I've seen in 40 years. we'll see tonight. All right, guys, that's it. Let me get this up for you guys, and I will see you in some videos, hopefully later on this afternoon. See you then.